y'all. Come on in here. Let's see. So as you are coming in, I want to know, okay, we're going to do like a quick poll, okay? We're going to get into some 100K funding secrets tonight and like what you need to do in order to fund your business. But I need to check in with y'all and understand what you guys have going on with your personal credit, okay? So if you have over a 650 personal credit score, comment over. If you have under a 650 personal credit score, comment under, okay? So over 650, comment over. Under 650, comment under. And this is a safe space, okay? Because I used to have a 540 personal credit score for years, okay? Back in 2020. So trust me. All right, so I see over, under. It's looking, okay, 790, we see you. It's looking like most are under, but it's maybe like 60-40. Okay, we're getting into it. Ooh, let me pin my comment. Okay, boom. Had to post my comment. Yeah, trust me. Somebody said 245. Let's hope that's a typo. I don't even think you could be under a 300. I think the lowest credit score is like a 300 or a 350. So, child, I hope it's not 245. Otherwise, we got a lot of work to do. But I'm really, glad to ask this because here's something I want to tell you guys, right? You know that I teach people how to get funding for their business with business credit, with loans, with lines of credit, with grants. And you can definitely secure funding for your business without great personal credit. You definitely can, right? There are a lot of programs that will accept you with under a 550 score, under a 600 score. There's also a lot of places you can get one with no social security number at all. Some certain business credit cards you can get with EIN only. But here's what I want us to shift into, right? I want us to shift into fully operating our business with excellence. And yes, there are ways to fund your business with less than perfect personal credit, but I want to make sure that as much as I'm encouraging you guys to get funding and teaching you how to build your business credit, I want you to also have excellent personal credit. I want you to operate with excellence across the board. Somebody comment the word excellence. Because I don't want us as a community, right? Many of us in here are Black entrepreneurs. We are entrepreneurs of color. We're women entrepreneurs. I don't want us as a community to normalize having bad credit and always looking for ways to get funding with bad credit, right? Because we could get more funding with better personal credit. And so I want to make sure that with my platform and with the courses that I teach and just the educational community that I have, that I'm always pushing you guys to be excellent. Yes, we can get the bag with a 550 score, but do we want to always get the bag with a 550 score, right? Do we want to always get the bag with a 550 score? No. We've got to make it okay to operate with excellence and to say, yes, here are some ways I could do it, but ultimately I want my business when I go to lenders to be perceived just like any other business would. Because here's the reality of it. The reason why the funding gap exists, right? We have the wealth gap, which is why, the net worth of Black families is so much less than the net worth of basically every other ethnic group. But the reason why the funding gap exists is because most of the time white-owned businesses or non-minority owned businesses get funding 10 times more than we do, right? It's huge. But the reason that this is happening is, yes, they have more access, but the reason that there's typically more access is because there are higher credit scores, there's more knowledge and education, there's business plans that just are not happening in our communities. So we're doing things like educating ourselves. I'm giving you the knowledge, teaching you how to write your business plan, teaching you how to build your business credit. But we can start to close that funding gap by just fixing one area, which is having better personal credit. The reason why we typically get less funding than all other businesses is because we also historically, as a community, have the lowest credit scores. And so much of this is due to things like institutional racism, systemic racism, and basically the way that knowledge has been purposefully not sent to our community. So a lot of this is true, has happened before us, but now it's in our control to where we can do something about it. We can absolutely do something about it. We can make a way for it to happen. You don't have to pay people thousands and thousands of dollars a month to fix your personal credit. Like, we can take this into our own hands and make it a thing. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Comment got it if you got it, okay? If you feel me, let me know. Comment got it if you got it. Because for me, the way I feel about it is this. If we consistently give ourselves a crutch, which is, only going after no credit loans or no doc loans or low credit opportunities, then that's a crutch. Then we're only ever getting that. We're only ever getting the financing we could get, which is typically high interest. We're only ever getting what we could get at that low credit. No more crutches, right? We have to, sometimes it's okay to get that yes, right? Go get it. But also make it a point for yourself to say, all right, you know what? Next time, I want the regular program. I want the 700 credit score program so I can get a 2% interest rate and so I can get $125,000 and still no documents, simply because I have a 700 score or a 750 score. That's what we need to do. We're not going to give ourselves that crutch. We're going to use it when we need it, and then as soon as we're ready to walk again, as soon as we're ready to do what we have to do with no crutches, let the crutch go. Let the crutch go, okay? So let's get into some key ways that you can get funding for your business. Now, I always share with you guys programs that you can get approved for with less than perfect personal credit. One of the ones I want to go over tonight specifically is a CDFI, okay? A CDFI stands for a Community Development Financial Institution. So those are through the government, and there are several different CDFIs all around the USA. So what you need to do is look up CDFI near me, and many CDFI programs approve new businesses that are less than 6 months in business or have less than a 650 score. And the reason these are developed is to specifically support minority-owned businesses or community-based businesses, which are typically for underserved populations, right? So our neighborhoods, right? So that's a really important place for you to go. But here's something that I need you to know you're going to need when you go apply to CDFIs, and that is a business plan, okay? So yes, it's true that these lenders will approve you as a newer business. They will approve you with less than perfect personal credit, but they need to know, what is your business about to be doing? So I want to hear from y'all. Do you have a business plan? Yes or no? Yes or no? And okay, yes or no, right? Do you have a business plan? Yes or no? Let's see where we are. And then another thing that I want to ask you is, do you have a 5-year plan? Like a 5-year plan, 5-year goal for your business? Okay? Comment yes or no for that. So if you have a business plan, let me know, yes or no. And do you have a 5-year plan for your business? Because the reason why I mention that is this. A lot of the time we think that, and yes, having a business plan is very important. But even before having a business plan, have you thought about where your business is going to be in 5 years? So much of the time we are simply trying to make it from day to day that we don't look at our businesses as long-term businesses. But your garden will grow at as much as you believe that your soil can harvest. You understand what I'm saying? So if you see your business as a big business, if you envision your business as something that'll be here in 5, 10, 15 years, and you operate with that vision in mind, your business will be here in 5, 10, 15 years. But if we're seeing our business as, well, let me just see how much I can make tomorrow. Let me just see how much I can make in 6 months. Let me just see what I could do this year. We end up putting a limitation on our business. Somebody comment the word big business. You have a very big business. As long as you believe you have a big business, you have a big business. And so being that you have a big business, you have to operate like that. You have to see, in 5 years, what do I want my business to look like? How many people do I want working under me? Do I want a physical location, or do I still want to be virtual? How much are we going to be making? How many customers do we have? Start planning further in the future, because what happens then is if you start looking at your business as what it will be 5 years from now, the day-to-day begins to have a system. Because now you're operating right now, but you're planning for 5, 6, 7 years from now, which is going to lead you to have tighter systems in this moment, because you're thinking about, okay, what can I do now to make sure that this business is still existing in 5 years, to make sure this business is still functioning in 5 years? I always want you to think about this, right? When you're thinking about your business plan, and thinking about your business getting funding and the longevity of your business, I want you to ask yourself, if you were removed from your business right now today, what would happen? How would the business move? What would happen? How would the business make money? How would the business make sales? What would happen? If you were removed and you had to give this business, you sold the business over to a person, how would the business work? How would it operate? How would it get customers? How would it make sales? How would it pay bills? How would it hire people? What would the business do? And when you think of it that way, that allows you to build a business that can exist without you. So that when you want to pass this down to your kids, one day if you want to sell it, yes, selling your business is very much a great way to build wealth and make money, right? But when you focus on it that way, now you're looking at, okay, this is not just a small business. This is not just a hobby. How do I make this something that can exist without me? And as soon as you focus on your business in that way, in a way that it can exist without you, then you start seeing how your business is going to be here 10, 15, 20 years from now. Because all of this work that we're doing to be entrepreneurs, we're not doing it just to be out of business in 18 months, right? That's the statistic right now, is that women-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses are typically only in business for 24 months, 18 months, 36 months. Somebody comment forever business, okay? Somebody comment forever business, because you're not building this just to go and stop, right? So that means we've got to look at all the ways that we can fortify, all the sides of our business that we can fortify to ensure that it is going to last, that it is going to stay. And so, the reason I really got on that is the first question I asked you, which is, have you thought about your 5-year plan for your business, and have you thought about a business plan? Because that's what it's all about, right? Is showing a CDFI, for example, or any business loan, hey, I don't have the best personal credit right now, but I do have a business plan, and here's where my business is going to be in 2 years. Here's where it's going to be in 3 years. Here's where it's going to be in 5 years. And so when you're applying to these loans, these companies, in this case a CDFI or a micro loan with the SBA, that's something that can, essentially show them that your business is a good one to give that money to. Even if your personal credit isn't perfect, that business plan is an opportunity for them to see that, okay, this is where the business is right now, but I can see through this business plan that this is where it's going to go. Okay, this is where it's going to go. And so basically we cannot have one without the other, right? So if your personal credit isn't perfect right now, get your business plan. If you don't have a business plan, let's get that personal credit together, right? We got to have one or the other to make sure that you're able to take advantage of all different funding strategies. So some key things that you should be thinking about for your business plan if you don't have one yet. Number one is basically, if I were to be in an elevator, right? An elevator pitch. If you're to be in an elevator with Jeff Bezos right now, and he's going to give you $200,000 for your business, but you have to explain it to him in less than a minute what your business does, that's where you start with your business plan. Okay? What your business does, who your business serves, so what are your customers, why your business is better than others, like what is your competitive advantage. So what your business does, who your business serves, and why your business is a better choice than any other business. Those three key elements are going to be the most important in terms of if you're pitching to someone, or if you are in the elevator with Jeff Bezos, or when you are writing the executive summary of your business plan, which is basically the first section of your business plan. You've got to be able to answer these questions. Okay, write these down. What your business does, who your business serves, and why your business is the better choice. And this could also be, what is your competitive advantage? So basically, if you sell candles like another business sells candles, what makes your business the better choice? What makes your business different than another business that sells candles? Very, very, very important. Because so much of the time we think that just because another business does the same things that we do, or sells the same things that we sell, that business, we just shouldn't go in business because there's too much competition. How many of y'all have ever told yourself there's too much competition? Somebody comment yes or yes in the chat. I know I have. I definitely have. If you've ever told yourself there's too much competition, there really isn't, right? Because every business is going to have its customers for a specific reason. People are going to choose to buy from you and buy from someone else, or they're going to choose to buy from you and not buy from someone else, or vice versa. So there really isn't competition. It's more about focusing on what is your unique competitive advantage that makes you different from any other place. You guys might sell the same candles, but it doesn't mean that when they buy from you and when they buy from them, they're getting the exact same scent or they're getting the exact same product. So understanding what makes you different, what is that advantage, is how you know there's really no such thing as competition. There's really not. There's really no such thing as competition. Yes, there's other people in the market, but understanding how you edge them out and what makes you different is going to be really key to you being more confident in your business, number one. And as well for a lender to be more confident in your business, because they're going to ask you, okay, well, why should we fund your candle business and not anyone else's? And the key reason why is, well, I have this competitive advantage. Our products are based in this, and this, and our marketing is this, and this, right? Which is really, really good. Exactly. So that's the thing about business plans. Now, something that I want to share with you guys on the side of personal credit, okay? And we're going to touch base on all of this in class on Thursday. So you guys know I have my free, fully funded class on Thursday at 7 Eastern. So we're going to talk about your business plan. We're going to talk about all the ways to get funding. But I really want to give you guys a few tips on building your personal credit, okay? I come on here a lot and I talk to you guys about business credit, which we'll talk more about that in class. But I want to give you guys a few things you can use for your personal credit. So something that really helped me turn my score around when I had a 540 child back in 2020. And mind you, I had a 540 for years. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just at a 540 right now. No, like I was at a 540 from maybe 2018 to like end of 2020 until I finally started to get it together when I started my business. Because I was like, this is holding me back. This is holding me back, okay? So first things first, you need to get a secured credit card. Okay, now a couple places that I like and that I use, Discover, right, it has a really good secured card. Now at the time, I loaded mine up with like $250, so not a ton, $300 however much. Boom, secured credit card. Another one that I recommend is the Capital One. I don't remember what it's called, but the basically simplest one. It's basically a secured card. Get that too. Okay, maybe put 250 each. Boom. Now another one that's really good is with First Premier Bank. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but First Premier Bank has a secured card that you can literally fund online. No, they're not going to check your personal credit. You put on a deposit of, I think the minimum is 250 as well. And so here's why this is important. And I know y'all are thinking, well, what is $250 going to do for my personal credit? But here's the hack. So when you get either one of these cards, or if you can, at least get two, right? At least get two of them, maybe 200 on each, 250 on each, boom, now you have a credit card. And what I want you to think about is this is not money that you are losing, right? You're simply just taking it from being cash in your account to now being credit on a card, which you can use over and over again. This is why credit is so valuable, because cash, you use it once, it's gone, right? But credit, as soon as you make your payment, it's available to you again. So this is your 3-month hack for building your credit with these secured cards. So boom, you're gonna get the cards. I want you to use them for things that you would normally use your cash for. Okay, this is not the time to be wilding out, doing shopping. You can't even really do that much shopping with $250. But you need to be using it for things you would normally use your cash for. So gas, the occasional Starbucks, Netflix, things that you know you have the money for. And what you need to do is you need to make 3 payments per month. Okay, 3. So this is how I usually mapped it out. First thing is make sure you know your statement date. Okay, so not your due date, but your statement date. Yes, I do. Yes, let me go over that with you right now. Yes, I do have an Airbnb course. Secure the bag. So boom, you have your 3 secured business credit. I'm sorry, secured personal credit cards. 2 or 3. So you need to use it for the things you would normally use your cash for, right? Couple groceries, gas, Starbucks. Like, we're not going crazy. You're just doing what you would normally do. You need to make 3 payments, okay? So you have your statement date. I want you to make a small payment at that time. You have the middle between your statement and your due date, make another payment at that time. And then if you can, clear the full balance by your due date. Okay, then the cycle repeats. So just before your statement date, in the middle between your statement date and your due date, and then again at your due date. And the reason why this is so important is when you have multiple payments going on to your account, it's reporting 3 payments to your credit per month instead of 1. And so then what ends up happening is, well, number 1, you're keeping your utilization low. Number 2, you're hopefully paying off the balance in full. That's the goal. You want to pay it off. If you can't, don't have it go over 10 or 15% in terms of what's left on the card. But then thirdly, the credit company is reporting these multiple payments, which is boosting your score and also boosting your basically trustworthiness with the company. So you'll only be at a secured card for maybe 3 to 6 months before they actually invite you or upgrade you to a regular credit card. So a lot of the time what they're not telling us, right, is it's not just about paying on time once. It'll get you somewhere doing that, but it'll take so much longer. You don't just pay on time once. You need to be making multiple payments per month, right? And these do not have to stretch your budget. But again, you should be using the card for things that you could pay off at the end of that month. If you cannot, then you should be making multiple payments, right? So maybe $25 a week, depending on what the balance is, maybe $100 every so often. And what that's doing is, again, reporting multiple payments to your credit, which is then going to boost your score. So if you're doing this with both cards or all 3 cards on rotation, I'm telling you, in 30, 60, 90 days, you are going to see a huge improvement with your credit. A huge, huge improvement with your credit. Now, the next thing that you got to do, okay, because the game doesn't stop. So that's one, right? Those were First Premier Bank, Discover, secured card, and then Capital One has a secured card, okay? Now, if you're with a credit union, I used to have a secured card with my credit union. You can also reach out to your credit union and request a secured credit card or a secured loan. They don't be telling you this, but credit unions offer secured loans. Now, they're not huge, right? They're going to be $1,000, maybe $2,000, maybe $5,000, but everyone I have gotten was $1,000. So this is not a ton of money, but the purpose is to build your credit. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that $1,000. Maybe if you need to use some of it, you can, but I recommend take that $1,000, put it in the account, let it go on auto pay, and what you're going to do is instead of paying the one monthly payment, split that monthly payment into two and pay half of the amount due on one date, the other half just before your due date. So you're using the loan to pay back the loan. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Comment got it if you got it. You are using the loan to pay back the loan. Now, I know you're thinking, but what? I want to use that $1,000. Listen, more money will come. Just put the $1,000 away, okay? I'll help you make $1,000. You don't need that $1,000, okay? Put that away, let the loan pay back the loan. But what you're gonna do is update your payment frequency to where you're making 2 payments per month on that loan from that money instead of just one. Now, typically your interest is not a lot. Maybe if you get $1,000, you're gonna pay back $1,100. It's not gonna be like a huge amount of interest, but just let the loan pay back the loan. Now, instead of making 1 payment a month, you're making 2. So in that 6-month period, for example, if your term is 6 months, instead of you having 1 payment per month, which is 6 payments, you're having 12 payments in a 6-month time frame, which is essentially giving you a year's worth of credit building, but in 6 months time. So make sure you get this from your credit union, okay? Comment credit in the chat. Comment credit in the chat, and I'm going to send you a link to my fully funded class on Thursday. So we're going to be talking about how to get your business fully funded, business credit, business plans, grants, the whole nine. We're going to go over that. And I will definitely include some other credit secrets in class. Okay, so comment credit and I'll send you the link. But make sure y'all write these tips down, okay? Yes, let me make sure. Okay, yes, comment credit, and I'll send you the link directly to your DMs. So another thing I need to tell you, okay? No, because we about to, it's giving fully funded in 2023. It's giving great personal credit in 2023. You know, listen. It was cute for a while to have bad credit, but now we can get it together. We really can. It's okay. We have nothing. We don't have to be over there anymore. We don't have to hang out at that club anymore. Let's go to the good credit club. And that's what I had to tell myself. I said, yes, Ellie, you know what? I know how to get business funding without this good credit, but I'm ready to leave this side of town. I'm ready to leave this club. I'm ready to leave this side of the neighborhood. I want to go hang out where the good credit people hang out. Yes, I do. Yes. I want that. I want all the credit cards. I want the Reserve, right? I want the Amex. And you know, when I realized that, I said, you know what? It's time. It's time. It's time to let the crutch go. It's time to drop the crutch. We know what it's like to get denied, child. There was a point, y'all, I mean, it wasn't anything I could apply for that I would get approved for. Nothing. I couldn't. It was a point I got denied for the Discover secured card, the secured one. I'm going to put my money and y'all are still telling me no. Oh, wow. And it was at that moment I realized, you know what, Ellie, you don't belong here anymore. This side of the hood is not friendly. And I'm a nice person. So let me go where I'm welcomed. Let me get my personal credit together. So let me give you guys another tip, okay? If you are one who also can't get approved for a Discover secured card, okay, because Discover acting bougie, I guess. If you are one that cannot get approved for that, then you need to start out with these companies, okay? So Self-Lender, which I'm sure you guys have seen their ads, but I've been using them since like 2019. Self-Lender. Also, you need to get Kickoff. And then Bridget, which is spelled Brigit. Okay, Self-Lender, Kickoff, Bridget. Now, the great thing about these and what I love is you are literally lending this money to yourself. So with Self-Lender, you are making a payment of, I think the lowest is $25 a month and the highest is like $150 a month. And so at the end of your term, which is typically 1 year or 2 years, all of that money you paid in is coming back to you. So for example, if you decide to be at $100 a month, at the end of that year, you're getting $1,200 back because you were paying $100 a month times 12, $1,200. Or if you do 2 years, you're getting $2,400 back. Now, the beautiful thing about this is it's building your credit when you make that payment every single month, and it's reporting on your credit as a loan, but you get that money back at the end of the term. But here's also the hack, okay? So when you make your payments, after about 3 months, Self is going to offer you a credit card. And what they'll say is, hey, we'll go ahead and fund your secured card with the money that you've already paid into this loan. So if you've made 3 months of payment, $300, boom, now you have a $300 secured credit card. Okay, so now that's a third or fourth credit card that you can add to your repertoire, and you're going to run the same play. So you're going to use it for things like gas, Starbucks, just little things, and you are going to make your multiple payments. And so now you're building credit in 2 places. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Somebody comment credit. Comment credit if you are picking up what I'm putting down. And so that's why, I be seeing this type of stuff all over the internet. People charging $5,000, $10,000, $11,000. I don't even know how many thousands to help get your personal credit together. Why? There are many ways to get your personal credit together without paying like so much money. But you know what? God is good. God is good. I'm not going to knock nobody nothing. God is good. All I'm going to tell you is here are some ways that you can start actively fixing your credit right now. Okay? God is good all the time. That's not my business. Okay? I'm gonna just do what I'm supposed to do and give y'all this information. So that's what I love about Self-Lender is you are literally loaning this money to yourself. And then after about 3-4 months of having it, they shift a part of that money over to a secured credit card. So now you have both. Now you have the secured credit card and you have the loan. And both of these are going towards building your personal credit. Now, do y'all have negative items? Somebody comment yes or no if you have negative items on your credit. Because that's a whole other thing, child. That's when we got to start writing these letters. Because one thing that I want our communities to understand, and this is why it really is just a nasty game, the Fair Credit Reporting Act specifically has laws to protect consumers. There are certain things that should not be reported onto your credit, things like late payments, things like collections, right? There's a certain level of proof they're supposed to have in order to report them. And a lot of the time they don't have this proof, but we don't know because we're not reading the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And so thus it's staying on our reports for all this time, and it's a vicious cycle. But I need you guys to understand the Fair Credit Reporting Act has a series of sections, okay, that basically outline, number one, if there's a collection on your account, when you send in this letter that I'll go over with you in class, when you send in this letter, if they cannot prove that the debt belongs to you with your name, current name spelled correctly, current address, current phone number, current email, if they cannot prove that the debt belongs to you, it has to be removed. And that's just a law, right? But so many of us are stuck with negative items on our report because we don't know how these laws work for us. It's the same thing with the tax code, right? Once I became an entrepreneur, I remember being a W-2 person, I used to be like, ugh, I hate taxes, which I still don't like them. But the tax code is really a series of rules and laws that show us how to not pay taxes. But when we are from the outside looking in as W-2 employees who are just seeing, $800 taken out of our check, we're salty. We're like, I don't like this tax system. What is going on? But once you're an entrepreneur, you realize how the code is meant to work for you. And I need you guys to know that the Fair Credit Reporting Act is meant to work for you, not against you. So a lot of these companies send you these scary letters. No, you're going to send a letter right back. You're going to send a letter right back and let them know, excuse me, no, because this section of the Fair Credit Reporting Act specifically says this cannot be on my credit unless you send me proof in 30 days. And if they don't send you the proof in 30 days, guess what? They have to take it off. Period. Somebody comment, got it if you got it. Somebody comments, got it if you got it. So, the big thing is for so much of us in our communities, and for us as women, for us as Black women, just as overall entrepreneurs of color, we have to understand how the financial system in this country works more than any other system. So we have to understand how to build business credit. We have to understand how to build personal credit. We have to understand how to get funding. We have to understand how to have a business plan. We have to understand how grants work. We just have to understand this because if we really think about it, I'm not trying to get too deep on y'all on a Sunday night, but if we really think about it, the reason why the history of this country has allowed for the economic disparity of Black people is because we had no economic power. If we look at the way America is built, it is simply built on capitalism and economy. And here's what I want you guys to understand that I just read yesterday. This is about to blow your mind. Economy comes from the Latin word economia. Economia. And economia means the study of lack. The study of lack. Y'all can look this up. Economy comes from the Latin word economia, which means the study of lack. So in order for this economy, this system that we're in to function, there have to be people who have and there have to be people who have not. And if we look at the history of our communities, we have historically been the people who do not have. And that structure has existed for so long and continues to exist because the ways in which they've been able to control us, the ways in which racism has been able to persist is because of people who have no economic power, of people who have no financial power, do not have power at all. Look at the way our world, and especially our country, is run. Those with money at the top of the economy are always in control of those who lack at the bottom. So as soon as we are able to understand how the financial systems work in this country and use them to our advantage, then we are able to join the economy and no longer be just a victim of the economy. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? It is time to get out of victim mode. And that's what I really realized when I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Ellie, with your platform as a business educator and millions of people that follow you, yes, I want to teach you how to be empowered and how to fund your business no matter what stage of business you're in, how to make money in your business. But I also want to empower you to have financial strength. And a part of having financial strength and financial excellence means having good credit. Because if we look at the way that this country works, what is favored? Good credit, money. Those two things, right? So in order for you to persevere in this economy, coming from the Latin word economia, which is the study of lack, you have to be someone that does not lack. And in order to be someone that does not lack, you need to have good personal credit. You need to have great business credit. You need to have a business that is making sales. You need to be on the other side of the economy. And for so long, our communities have been on the underside of the economy. And now it's time for us to be on top. Somebody comment on top. I didn't mean to get all preachy tonight, but listen, y'all know it's very connected. So I don't just do what I do, educating people about business and funding. I don't just do that because I just do it. No, I believe that I'm really tasked with this purpose because of how in sync financial security and the realization of the success for our people, these two things are so intertwined. Because a people cannot be broken, a people cannot be broken down if they have resources and means. You're only able to control someone if they have no money, if they have no resources, if they have no means. We're able to effectively change the situation and change the outcome of our lifetime and our children's lifetime by us simply changing one thing, which is our financial stability and our financial knowledge and our business literacy and our wealth literacy. It's really not even financial literacy, it's wealth literacy. Somebody comment wealth literacy in the chat. Comment wealth literacy. That's really what I do. That's really what I do. When I'm talking to you guys about business, business plan, market your business, content, sales, funding, all those things, it's with the ultimate goal of you becoming more wealth literate, because once you have wealth, they cannot take anything from you. I'm able to go back and forth between Senegal, France, Ghana, LA, all the different places. Why? Because I'm wealth literate. You are able to design the life that you want once you know how to get your finances in order and once you know that nobody can take your money away. It's really those two things. And the crazy thing is, when we look at our own history as people, going back to West Africa and the continent of Africa, we were based as a, communal society where there was communal wealth. So we didn't have these problems, right? We didn't have these problems, which is why when colonialization happened, they were able to really keep us at the bottom because the ideology of individualism and capitalism came through, and we were like, we don't do this. Everybody can have money, right? But now we have to just understand where we are functioning and how to play the game within these rules that have been put on us, which is having financial strength, understanding financial literacy, understanding how to grow and build a business, and ultimately wealth literacy. Power to the people. Power to the people, okay? So this is why y'all need to be in class, all right? I am having my free, fully funded class on Thursday, all right? So we're gonna be going over funding your business, my strategies to getting $100,000. We're gonna be talking about business plans and grants, just to give you a full picture of all the ways that you can fund your business. Because again, it isn't just about getting the money, right? It's about getting the money so that you have the strength and the economic ability to no longer be a victim of this society. Having bad credit keeps us in a space of being a victim to capitalism. Having no business allows us to stay in a space of being a victim to the IRS because we don't know how to use the tax code in such a way that allows us to actually keep our money, right? Not having business credit, not having a business plan allows us to be a victim to predatory loans who think we don't know any better. So everything that I'm giving you is not just to make more money in your business. Yes, that is one facet, but ultimately it is to make more money in your business so that you can take back control of your life. That's really what this is about. That's really what we're doing here. That's what my purpose is to help more people create and build a life that they want through entrepreneurship. So that's what we're doing. We are life designing, and your business and your business credit and your business funding, these are simply the tools that you are using to go and create a life that you deserve, a life that God destined for you. Because if they don't want to give it to us in any other way, if we cannot create the life that we want simply through a 9-to-5, then we have to go create it through creating a business and understanding how to grow and scale that business. Okay. I need you to comment 100K me please. Comment 100K me please in the chat. It's giving 100K. It's giving more than 100K, but it's really giving that right now. It's giving 100K in 2023. Write the check. They're going to fund your business with 100K this year. That is the goal. Somebody comment 100K me please. So I am going to send you guys the link to class on Thursday. It is 4:30 here where I am, so I got to start getting ready for Ramadan. I have to eat because during the daytime, of course, we're not eating, we're not drinking. But I am so grateful that I was able to just come on live and share with you guys real quick. So as soon as this live is over, I want you to go straight to your DMs, register for class, and don't forget to add on your fully funded workbook. It's a bundle, the fully funded bundle, which is going to allow you to have your notes for class and some other free resources or some other resources that I'm adding in there. And the bundle is like $37. So definitely add that on so you can have it and get ready for class on Thursday. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for popping in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.